This is Andrew and Mary. Andrew just graduated from high school and wants to be a doctor. Mary is a professional doctor with many years of experience, but she's ready to retire and focus on her grandchildren. Andrew has chosen the university where he wants to study, but to be accepted there, he has to gather up all his tests and awards, a dozen or more documents and letters from various government agencies, and then trot over to the university with them to apply formally. After spending a good deal of time on all this, Andrew managed, but his enthusiasm for higher education has been dampened somewhat. Mary's story is exactly the same: documents, letters, and applications galore. And now, let's imagine a country in which all this information at government agencies is kept in one place, a state data center that is accessible to everyone 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. What would Andrew and Mary have to do then? Andrew would simply go to his chosen university's portal and with a single click let its admissions department know that he wanted to study medicine. The university itself would then gather all the information about Andrew that it needed from the state database. As to Mary, she would simply receive her pension at the right time without doing anything. These are just two small examples of the immense opportunity offered by open government data. Let's look at how this might work. Open government data is a massive accumulation of public information, including transport, financial, legal, social, and numerous other kinds of data that the government and its agencies collect over the years for their own use. According to Ukrainian law, any citizen can have access to this data by submitting the proper written query. However, what would happen if all this data were systemized, adapted to a single standard, and made accessible to all in automatic mode in one data center? This will automate most internal processes in government work and will establish more efficient interactions between the government and its citizens. This kind of approach will save the country millions of hryvnia, money that can go into stimulating economic growth instead. Ordinary Ukrainians will have the opportunity to turn to government offices for the necessary information or administrative services right from their own computers, phones, or tablets. More than 120 countries have already launched their own projects based on over 400,000 existing open databases. The overall macroeconomic effect of open access government data for European Union countries has been projected at 2% of additional GDP, or €206 billion by 2020. Easy access to open government data in a machine-readable format is an immense step for the benefit of independent developers. This means new opportunities for offering a huge number of programs and services to ordinary Ukrainians without involving the government. Successful services like this already operate in Ukraine, such as a map of the spread of crime, a mobile route planner for public transit, ratings of educational institutions based on the real success of their students, and much more. Open government data can completely alter the nature of government, making the work of state institutions transparent and under public scrutiny. Ordinary citizens can see what goes on behind government walls to monitor the spending of their tax money and, by extrapolation, control corruption right at the source. A greater level of information will allow the public and business to be properly involved in the process of rebuilding their country. The first steps towards this new world have already been taken in Ukraine. Using its international experience, Microsoft has joined forces with Social Boost, a civic platform, to set up at no cost a national open data portal called data.gov.ua, which, with the support of the Ukrainian government, open data has been collected in more than 12 categories. The next step for the government to take towards open data is to change legislation to ensure the publication of such data on an ongoing basis in real time. Together with Social Boost, Microsoft Ukraine has been encouraging developers to set up socially useful services based on open data by holding annual hackathon competitions. And this is just the beginning. Together, we can change the community and culture of our entire country. This is the future that we can build together.